So I've learned something about life over my years. And what I've learned is that it's hard sometimes. It is, you know. Yeah, I bet you didn't figure that right. I mean, of course, I'm joking, but you know, I think we all kind of figure out at some point that life is pretty hard sometimes. And I think it really doesn't matter who you are. You know, you encounter hard things. Um, which reminds me of one of the reasons I like fitness. You know, doing, um, you know, my fitness stuff of choice, which is lifting weights or doing calisthenics, um, doing sprints and stuff like that. I like those kind of things. And I believe that they actually kind of teach us how to be able to endure hardship, you know. And like they really do. You know, I think that it's one of the reasons that we all should voluntarily embrace, you know, exercise and stuff like that, or even some of the eating side of things like fasting, doing without sometimes, because um, to me it builds resilience. You know, just the ability to be able to kind of withstand difficulty and keep on going and not be, um, you know, not be just thrown off so much that you kind of find it hard to function, you know. Because think about what weightlifting or strength training is. Like literally, you are voluntarily, you know, like subjecting yourself to the lifting of heavy weight. You know, you don't have to do it. You just choose to, you know, for the purpose of stimulating your muscles to get bigger and stronger, you know. Now, obviously, them getting bigger and stronger is a good thing. Um, but to get to that, you have to stimulate them by enduring something hard, okay? And again, like I said, it's not like you have to lift weights. It's like you do it because you know the end result is going to be a good one, you know. And it just teaches you so much about life. It teaches you that, um, you know, a lot of times hardship actually does produce something good. And, you know, I believe that that really is a lesson that hardship, period, produces something good. Now, of course, another plus side about strength training and exercising and stuff in general, given that you don't do it, you know, where you injure yourself and you give yourself time to recover, is that you choose to endure the hardship now instead of embracing a whole lot of comfort now, so that you don't have to endure, you know, other tough, unwanted hardships later on, you know, like disease and stuff like that. And so it's just a really powerful thing. And I think for that reason alone, it's just a good idea to engage in exercise of some kind. You know, I think about people in the military who do all of that training that they do. Sorry, I had this sweater that I'm using. I guess I need to be careful because I actually like this sweater. But they have all this very tough training that they do, all these calisthenics that they do, all of the marching, you know, rucking, you know, um, all this stuff. But they do that so that they'll be capable of, you know, they'll have like much higher than normal levels of conditioning and strength to be good soldiers, to endure tough stuff, you know, so that if they come in tough, harsh environments, they won't buckle, you know. And that's the thing, like to me, what that makes me think about is, so that means that all that training that they do, you know, that the average person doesn't do, the average person will probably buckle under a lot of that stuff. But, you know, my thought is like, shoot, I don't want to be, you know, just out here, you know, honestly kind of soft and not able to endure difficulty because I'm not really conditioned for it. And think about it again. Because exercising and stuff like that kind of teaches you to be able to kind of endure for good. Just think about our society. Think about the way our society is built. Our society is built on convenience, pure convenience. Even when stuff is going bad around us, it's droughts and wars and stuff like that, we still got our snacks around, we got shopping around, we got all this stuff. That a lot of that kind of has never really sat totally well with me. I still remember when I was a younger person, around the time of I think like the Iraq War, and I remember it being said, like people need to stimulate the economy, to help with the war by going to shop. And that was very odd to me. It just felt weird for us to kind of like sit and just buy and consume and be comfortable while people out there really enduring some serious hardships. But anyway, that's kind of a whole nother different topic. The main thing I want to say is I think it's a really good idea to embrace the discomfort of exercise, because it really teaches you how to endure things, for like a greater benefit, something that really will pay off, and it gets hard, but even also with that, like I was telling my wife this evening at the gym, you'll actually be surprised sometimes at what you can endure, because we're so conditioned for comfort a lot of times, we don't even really know what we're capable of, and but once you kind of like start to work out and all that kind of stuff, you eventually kind of start to see more and more of your capacity. You kind of start to see things you thought would break you won't. You're actually okay, and you can actually endure more. And just remember, the payoff with exercise, fitness stuff is like definite. Like it really is there. It will pay off. So it's not just the discomfort part. It's discomfort that your body is built for. Your body, it'll literally tell your body, okay, let's get better. So that next time this happens, we can endure it. And it's not as difficult. Then it can get to the point, just like whenever I was a young person, I say this and I'll be done. When I was a young person in, I want to say 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade, weightlifting class, I came in very weak, but like the holy grail, so to speak, the what you really want to aim for on the bench press is to be able to put a plate on each side, a 45. And so I was working to get there. I started off maxing out with maybe 2 tens on each side, like 85 pounds. And I think by the time I was about to get out of weightlifting, I was doing like 115 or something like that. But these days I can do reps with 135. I can do many sets of reps with 135. It's not even hard anymore. And so that's what happens when you kind of endure the hardship. You just kind of get stronger, and then eventually that other stuff is just light work. It's light. So it's really amazing that we have capacity, in our bodies to kind of deal with a lot of these things. We just kind of feel that they're difficult because we're not used to them at first. But the more you're able to the more you're able to endure through training, it's like the more things in life that are open to you. I know it kind of sounds like I'm being kind of like a motivational speaker or self-help or something like that, but really, I think it's important to kind of always remember that really exercise and all that, it really parallels life. It really does, but then also it helps you in all of your life in so many ways. So anyway, let that be it. It's a little late, so I want to get some good sleep. Make sure you stretch, and I hope you have a good night as well. All right. As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.